The manosphere is toxic, and here's why. What's up, YouTube? So today is September 15th, 2022, and I want to talk about the manosphere. So first of all, I want to say this. The manosphere does have some benefits to it. The first benefit is it helps build your confidence. It helps men. It offers wisdom and guidance, especially to men who didn't have a father in their lives. It gives space to men to share their experiences, their thoughts and opinions without having women interfere or interrupt the environment or the space. And I do support the manosphere because it does do a lot of good, but I do see a lot of bad. And some of you may agree with this. Okay, let me get my bottle of water as usual. So first thing is, I feel like the manosphere spends too much time blaming women, or too much time focusing on the things that women do wrong. Okay, now some of the things that they may say might be true in the manosphere. They may not take accountability. They don't like to admit when they're wrong about something, and that could be true, right? But the problem with the manosphere is you spend so much time pointing your finger at women that the men themselves are starting to sound like females, your own selves. You're starting to sound like women who always blame men for everything that's wrong with the world. You always sound like women who blame the men for their failed relationships. Now you have men who sound just like women who blame women for all the issues in the world, who blame women for all the failed relationships. But in reality, men and women both are in the same boat. You both have dirt on your hands. You're both guilty of something. You both have things that you need to work on and things that you need to change, okay? Many of the men who watch some of these videos, let's be honest, some of you men who spend a lot of time watching videos from the manosphere or in the manosphere, a lot of you have a lot of issues that you need to fix, that you have a lot of problems in your life that you need to work on. Okay, I know Kevin Samuels hit on some of these things back in the old days when he used to talk to men. But I think the manosphere has been so focused on women that you forgot that if you really want to help men, you have to work on some of the things on your own self that you need to work on. You know, some of you guys spend too much time looking at porn, looking at pornography. Okay, some of you guys, you are underemployed. Some of you guys have bad hygiene. Some of you guys, if I go to your apartment or go to your place of residence, and it might be dirty and nasty and filthy inside of your place of residence. Some of you guys have a bad hygiene problem. Not all of you. I'm not saying not all, but some. You know, the same words of Jesse Lee Peterson. You know, not all, but some of you. Some of you guys, you spend too much time playing video games. Some of you guys, you lack structure in your life. Some of you didn't have a dad in your life to teach you structure. Some of you need to look up the term daily structure. They might have videos on YouTube you can look up if you want to learn more about structure. Some of you guys lack structure. Okay, there's nothing wrong with voicing your opinion and your frustrations that you have with women, but don't spend so much time complaining about women to the point where you are just stuck by yourself and wound up just like the women that you complain about. You got men who will say, well, if she doesn't change, she'll wind up dying alone. Well, one thing you can do where you'll wind up dying alone is always complaining about women all the time. Always spending so much time on YouTube and social media, and you know, inside the comment section, women are this and women are that, and the women, they do the exact same thing, and a lot of them wind up single. The exact same thing that's keeping women single, you got some men who are doing the exact same thing that's keeping them single as well. And that's some of the toxicity that I see within the manosphere. But I think that the some of these manosphere influencers, some of them know exactly who their audience is. They know that a lot of these guys, some of these guys are probably been hurt by women, and I understand that a lot of us have. I've been hurt, but I move on pretty quickly. I don't hold on to things. Some of you guys did not have a father in your lives, so you come to YouTube and certain other media outlets to get information and guidance on, and try to figure out what it is that you were never told when you were younger. You know, and that's fine. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but don't get too caught up in the manosphere, because if you really scroll through manosphere, most of the titles that you see is woman or black woman, is what's a title, like it's, you read the titles and you see something like black women are demanding this, or entitled woman this, or you'll have something like modern women are demanding men to do this. Right, and it's a way to kind of give you an idea, or kind of give you a perception that all women are this way. Like, you'll find one video on TikTok where a woman will say something extremely silly, and they'll title the video "Modern Women Are Now Doing This." In other words, they'll use these blanket statements that all women are this certain way, and that it's very difficult to find. Well, it probably is difficult, but it sort of kills off your motivation. You know, a lot of women that you see on social media and even in the entertainment industry, it's only a small percentage. When you go out there in the real world and talk to women for real, you realize it's, most women are, I'm not gonna say most, but there's a lot of women out there who are actually down to earth and do have pretty good sense. You know, it's a very small percentage of women. The women that you see on TikTok and making these silly videos and acting a fool on social media is a smaller percentage than you think it is. And I don't want you to get into this cycle, or into this state, this mindset that there are no good women out there, and that I'm going to have to remain single, and I'm going to have to leave the country. Well, and you might have to leave the country, but what I'm saying is, it's not as bad as you think it is, or it's not as bad as the manosphere makes it seem it is. It's bad out there, but not as bad, you know. A lot of them are using it's really a sales point. It's like they are, just like they play on women's emotions, they found a way to play on men's frustration with women. And like I said, it's not totally bad, but you don't want to, or should I say, too much of anything is bad for you. You know, it's good to get a little guidance and get a little wisdom about women from the manosphere, but too much of anything is bad for you. And everything if you really go, I want you to really go to your favorite manosphere YouTube channels, and you scroll through their videos, and you realize a lot of it is very negative. There's a lot of negative energy, and it's not really helping you. It gets to the point where it's not really helping you anymore. You feel me? So I guess that's all I want to say about that. I guess some of you may not understand at all what I'm talking about here, but it's definitely something that you need to think about and consider, and really go out there and date for real and not just spend so much time just complaining about women, because the manosphere is, it can turn you into an incel. It can turn you into an incel if you, some of you might already be incels, but it can turn you into an incel, or turn you into a guy who winds up older and just complaining and just complaining about women and don't have a women themselves. A lot of these guys, let me tell you something. A lot of these influencers, these manosphere influencers, a lot of them are single, and they've been single for a very long time. They not attractive themselves. They don't take care of themselves. Some of them, yes, but a lot of them, they don't really have. It just has a certain energy, a certain dustiness about some of these guys. A lot of these manosphere channels, a lot of these guys are dusty. A lot of them are. And if you are watching this channel and you will be truly honest with yourself, the majority of them really are dusty. Go back and look at their channels and you just look at them. Don't look at the channel, but look at them, and you will see a lot of dusty flags that let you know this guy is not, he doesn't have much of a life outside of YouTube, or he doesn't have much of a, I don't want to say a life, but he doesn't have a what's the word I'm looking for? He doesn't have he's not living a full life. I guess that's what I would say, not living a full life. You as a man and as a woman, your goal is to live a full life. You want to have a full life. You want to be it's about how you go out. There's actually another video I saw on YouTube. A guy, he said something similar to what I'm saying, but actually maybe a little bit better actually. But he was talking about how you have to think about what you want your legacy to look like as a man. You have some men older who, when they turn 50, 60, 70 years old, and when they have a birthday, they have children, they have a wife or at least a girlfriend, they have family, friends who celebrate their birthday because they actually care. You don't want to be a guy who turns 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, and nobody's around, or the only person who's really giving you any wishing you a happy birthday is like a co-worker or something, or like you don't want just one or two people wishing you happy birthday. You want a full life. You want to leave behind a legacy. You want to go to Disney World or go to amusement parks and relax with the kids and the wife or the girlfriend. You want to, if you get sick, you got somebody who calls up on you, check on you every 2 weeks, every week or 2 weeks, or at least every month. You want your you want to have at least 10 phone numbers in your phone of people that you talk to, and that you talk to in a regular. You want to have a group of people that you hang out with on a regular, not just males but also females, male and female. You want to, I remember I went to a funeral, and I remember the other guy talked about something similar to this, where at the funeral they talked about how great this guy's life was. He was in the military, how he served his country. He had close to maybe 100 to 200 people that showed up to the funeral. They talked about, they had on the screen they showed his life story. You had testimonies, you had all these different people that came up and did a testimony and talked about his life and the things that he's done to help them in their life. And young men and young women said, well, he he did this for me. He had this kind of influence on my life, and this is what he done for me. And you the contribution, how you contributed to society. You feel me? And just dying with honor. Leaving behind a legacy, a strong legacy. And as a man, that's what you want. And as a woman, like I said, but in this case, I'm talking to men. As a man, you want to think about it's about how you end. You feel me? So you don't want to spend all your time just complaining about women. Women are not accountable, even if it might be true. I'm not saying that it's not true. What I'm saying is the amount of time that you spend doing it is not going to help you. You got to get out there and date. You got to get out there, and if you got to go to another country, that's fine, whatever. If you got to get with a woman who's, I don't know, I don't know what to tell you. If you got to get a woman who you may not be that, I don't want to say not attracted to, but someone that's outside of your scope. Something that you may have to date date a type of woman who you're not really, that you wouldn't really date. Like if she has a great personality, you might have to get with her. Don't see, Kevin Samuels had this thing where high value men have a certain preference, and that's fine. But most men many of us have to settle. Many of us may have to get a woman who's a little bit overweight. You might have to get a woman who has a tooth missing. You might have to get a woman who is, don't have the greatest body. She may not got the biggest boobs or biggest butt. But if she got a decent personality, she's a little humble, she's somebody you can probably start a family with and leave behind a legacy. Go ahead and start that. Saying you have to think about the kind of legacy you want to leave behind. And so that's all I want to say about that, really. I wanted to speak on some of the toxicity, some of the toxic energy that I'm seeing from the manosphere. Once again, I'm not downing the manosphere. I'm not saying that it's totally bad, but I'm kind of hoping some of you kind of understand where I'm coming from when I say that the manosphere is it does have some toxicity in it. And what it is you got some guys that are spending way too much time and energy complaining about women to the point where it's not really helping you. Like sitting around complaining is not going to do nothing. You have to do something. There's somebody knocking on the door. It's the same as I got distracted because I think I heard somebody knock. I'm not sure, but like I said, it's very similar to women who complain about men all the time. Men are this and men are that. Men are going overseas to get with women, and many of them are single. Most women that complain like that are single. So don't be one of those complainer type guys. It's okay to get on Manosphere, watch O'Shea Duke Jackson, and what's that? Mediocre tutorials, and what's that guy? The Attorney General, and those type of guys is, I guess it's okay if you don't watch Fresh and Fit. But see, Fresh and Fit, a lot of them, those two guys, they don't look like they get women, really. They don't look like they get laid, honestly. I'm not saying that they don't, but Fresh and Fit, I like the show, but I try not to feed too much into it because a lot of these guys have an attitude where that just kind of off-putting a little bit, in my opinion. Just a little bit. I'm not saying that they're totally bad, but just a little bit off-putting. Seems like this is a little bit I don't know. I can't explain it, but just don't put too much time and energy into the manosphere. It's okay, but focus on your own life and get your life where you want it to be, and think about your legacy. Think about the end game, and don't spend all your time just complaining and talking about how women are not accountable, and just go get you a different woman. That's it. If you got to go overseas, fine, go ahead. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. But the key is to do it. Actually do it, you know. So that's all I want to say. This video is almost 20 minutes, so I'll talk to y'all next time.